Hi there, I'm Peter Binnings, a therapist specializing in treating anxiety. And welcome to my kitchen. I'm here today to give you another tool for your toolbox. This is going to be, I want to step back into the concept of acceptance, because right now there's so much going on in the world, there's so much that feels out of control, and it's some really scary times. So I want to give you another metaphor or tool that you can use. And this, I use the term acceptance, and sometimes another term in therapy is called radical acceptance. But the acceptance skill is what we therapists call a distress tolerance skill. So it's when we're in a really difficult, painful situation, we want to try to going into trying to control it and fix it and solve it. And sometimes there's just things that we can't fix or solve no matter what. These can be big external things, like obviously climate change is huge, racial injustice, COVID. I mean, I can go down the list. A lot of these things are really big and they're impacting our lives, and yet there's so much that's out of our control. Yet still, we as human beings, and with the kind of brains we have, the problem solver and problem finding minds, you can look into my other videos, I talk more about that concept. We go into trying to fix and solve, and we can get stuck in that. Sometimes we try to go in and fix and solve and kind of ruminate on things that we don't have control over, and we end up making a painful situation, we add to that pain. So this can apply to kind of external things, but also, you know, if we're going through a difficult situation in a relationship, someone isn't treating us the way we want them to treat them. We don't have control over other people. Obviously we have influence over them, but we don't have control. Or there's something going on at work or at school, or there's just an internal painful feeling. I feel anxious, I feel depressed, I feel scared, I feel worried. And we can kind of get caught up in the traps of trying to go back and you know, criticize our past self. Like, gosh, if only I had made this different decision, if only I'd done this in the past, if only I hadn't done that, then I wouldn't be dealing with all these issues. Well, unless you have a time machine, if you do, please come check in with me. I would love to get in on the ground floor on that investment opportunity. But unless you have a time machine, you're not going to be able to go back and kind of fix that past problem that you have in your head. And then we kind of can get very much caught up in like the what ifs and starting to kind of futurize problems or think about how do I kind of stay one step ahead of this potential problem. So we're spending all this extra emotional energy trying to fix something that we don't have control over. And so we take a painful situation, because in life there's going to be pain. We take a painful situation and we make it even worse. So think about this. This dough right here represents that painful thing. Whether it is, you know, a painful breakup, a painful situation going on in the world. And if I then take, you know, this is painful, this is difficult, this is hard, but I can make this situation even worse. I can add more suffering to it by getting caught up in the what ifs. What if I had done this differently? What if I had made this choice differently? What if I could go back in time and you know, why did I do that? I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, all that sort of stuff. And as well as my God, it's always going to be this way. I'll never get this fixed, or we kind of start futurizing about stuff. So this is a painful situation, right? And sorry, this dough's kind of moving around a little bit. The acceptance skill is, can I just see, recognize this pain, and just accept it? Just accept that, like, this painful situation is what it is. How can I hold it? Can I just hold it gently? Can I just hold it, like, kind of just, and not mess with it too much? Think about how you can apply that to a difficult or painful situation you're going through, versus really getting caught up in all the what ifs, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. That is going to represent more of if, like, that's almost like taking this ball of dough and adding water to it, and then trying to kind of fix it and solve it. What if I had done this differently? What if I was able to do this differently? What if, gosh, if I only just told myself not to say that to that person, and oh God, now I need to focus on that might happen in the future. Well, maybe I should say or do this, but I'm going to stay up at night and I'm going to think about it some more. You know, as I'm going through all this stuff, what's happening to the dough? Pretty soon, instead of me having that dough in one hand and being able to kind of, all right, it's somewhat manageable. I can kind of have it over here. And now I'm making this huge sticky mess. For the video, I'm not going to put this in my hair or anything like that, but you can imagine like how this kind of can exponentially kind of just get stickier and messier, and then I get more and more focus on the mess. my God, now I have to take care of this mess. Oh gosh, there's more water on it. And you know, it gets even stickier and all over this stuff. And oh God, it's on the floor now. And even right now, I'm wondering to myself, how am I gonna turn off this camera right now? So that's just a way to think of acceptance and radical acceptance. Am I willing, take a step back and say, do I have control over this situation or this thing? There's a lot of external situations happening that we definitely have some influence over, but we don't have control over. Do I have control over my thoughts and feelings? If you watch my videos and you know about my practice, I talk about we don't have control over our thoughts and feelings. They're gonna pop in there. We have a choice on how we relate to our thoughts and feelings. So we don't have control over our thoughts and feelings, but we do have a choice in the kind of relationship we have with our thoughts and feelings. So take that, think to yourself, when I am getting into a difficult or painful situation, what do I have control over here? And what don't I? And what would happen if I radically accept, or if I just really say, I'm going to accept that this situation or what's going on is really hard and painful. And if I just validate that, if I just acknowledge that, if I just kind of see that. In doing so, you may be able to free up more energy and focus on, instead of trying to fix and solve and getting all caught up in this gooey stuff, you may suddenly not have, you may still have that pain, but can I accept this and can I move towards things that are so important to me? So is that whatever is important in terms of the kind of relationships you want to have. So I may have this painful thing going on right now, but it's still important for me to stay connected to my friends and family, or to be kind, or to go to work, or to go out for a walk, or go surfing, or do some sort of event that's important to me, even though I still have this pain with me. All right, think about that, take that. If you like this video and you want to find out more, feel free to give me a call. I offer free 15-30-minute phone consultations, or you can check out my website. I'm happy to talk. I'm here to support you. I'm here to give you the tools to build a life worth living. And hey, you got some, I guess, cooking and baking tools. All right, hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Thanks.